Gladys nearly drowned and has bad poison ivy. Warned her. Glad to report I am well. Brown as berry, feeling tip-top. Saw a scissor-tailed flycatcher. Gladys says it was dove. City woman. Does not like all this cooking and wood chopping. Tell her it gives her something to do. I am busy with notes. Enclosed notes on new song, at least never heard it before. Gladys says she has heard it. I tell her she has not, and that's that. Gladys has always heard everything. Between you and me, I don't believe your sister was given even the normal share of Torrance's brains. Plumber came by to collect bill from last year. Said you'd ordered something. What was it? It cost $45. I told him he could whistle for his $45. He took whatever it was away. Gladys is tired of pumping water by hand. You ought to do something about it. She is your only sister. Old timer down the lake a ways was bitten by a bad dog. Rabbit seems that he was singing in clothes. Dog suddenly went berserk, bit him right through the guitar. I picked up the music when they carried him off. What gentler eye, what nobler heart doth warm the winter day than the true blue orb and the oak and cord of beloved old dog tree. Gentler eye, what nobler heart doth warm the winter day than the true blue orb and the oaken cord of beloved old dog tree. What gentler eye, what nobler heart doth warm the winter day than the true blue orb and the oak and cord of beloved old dog tree. My sister started school when she was 6. By this time, I'd come to depend on her for advice and understanding.
The reason for this was she was the only one who understood the kind of pidgin that I spoke. Her leaving for school left me in a state of self-pity, and I lived in gloom beneath the dining room table. Our dining room table was as fine a world as anything that Robert Louis Stevenson ever created. It was a large round table hung with a great white tablecloth which reached nearly to the floor in swoops and scallops that not even the wealthiest Arabian sheep could better. The world beneath the table was quiet and had little traffic. My mother would always worry whenever I went into seclusion. She'd suspiciously peer under the lifted cloth and interrogate me. Half the time I didn't know what she was talking about. My understanding of others' English was not too acute at the time. Things adjusted though in time, and I spent a good deal of time in association with a stuffed fireman, a wooden automobile, and a toy sailboat. We carried on great conversations together. And I can still recall surprise that my sister thought it was okay to talk to the fireman, but not to the sailboat. She said something like, "Sailboats can't talk." I felt she'd gotten out of touch.
Milady Brewharrow. Welcome, milady. Well, Milady Brewharrow collected this old fragment of song called Parsnip while conducting a paper drive for the Innsbruck Bugle and Viola Corps, a fine amateur volunteers dedicated to cheering the ill and consoling the bereaved. The lady?
We was collecting a garbage wagon full of old papers to sell for what we could get, so we could buy one of them, what you call them, folder containers?
Said the lady in a recorded interview made by a field worker. Ticket punch?
No, I don't mean that kind of conductor. This fella, Oz, was the conductor that stands up in front of the orchestra and waves his arms and keeps birds and bugs away. So the fellas can play good on them hot summer nights when the body can't sleep. I remember it like it was yesterday. Well, actually, it was Tuesday night. Mr. William Harris, the butcher over on Elm, come out and said, "How's that coming in and helping me carry out the stuff?" So I for one said I didn't mind. Well, nobody else spoke up. So I said, "Mr. William Harris says that he has this here bunch of papers and all inside, and would we go in?" I said. Well, nobody stood. I said, "It's a pity," I said, "Mr. William Harris, that nobody here got much ambition." I said, "and furthermore, I think it's a shame," I said. Well, Myrna speaks up and she says, "If anybody wants to go inside his house, they can." She says, and I said, "There ain't really no way to talk after all." I said, "Mr. William Harris has been a pillar of this town," I said, "and has been saving paper like he was asked," I said, "which I said is more," I said, "than some people I know," I said. Because, you know, Myrna never saved nothing. And furthermore, she never gave nothing away, even if it was dead. Which you can't say about Mr. William Harris. Yes. Oh, Myrna started getting real sore then. She says, "Well, Miss Brew Harrow, if you must know, I have contributed to the drive a rare old print of a poem, all framed and all, which will undoubtedly bring more," she said, "than all that old paper you collected," she said. Well, Mr. William Harris, who was at that particular time acting like a gentleman, just standing there quiet and kicking his teeth behind his hand. Well, we're not sucking them or anything, you know, just present. He said, "Come on in, girls. I got some new-made dandelion wine. I just closed the shop, and I'd be proud to have you try it." And I said, "Come on in, Myrna. You might not get another chance at your age to taste dandelion wine." And listen, she pulled this friend thing out from under the seat and hit me on the corner of my head, sort of. And she said, "You are that cheap garbage picker." And I don't know what all, because my eye was ballooning up. And Mr. William Harris said, "You better come in and let me put a stake on that eye." Well, so I let him help me in, and I was crying and screaming a little, and Myrna was having trouble with the horse, which didn't like screams, I guess. Well, anyway, she didn't come in, which if she was a real friend of mine, she would have. But anyway, in we went, and Mr. William Harris tied this piece of meat over both my eyes. He said, "Don't think." And then, first thing you know, he must have said, "Don't cry," and put the arm right in the middle and pecked me on the cheek. Well, I got one eye free and I run out there. Well, and Myrna said, "I knew it," she said, and helped me back onto the wagon, and off we went, because the horse wanted to go anyway. Myrna and I made up, and she gave me the poem and said maybe it was written by somebody famous, maybe George Washington or one of them. It's the same as this song here, Parsons. Oh, Myrna said after, "I thought he was going to put a stick on that eye." She said, "That looks like a piece of chalk." Well, we was going to give it to the dog, but it made a nice sandwich.
Well, thank you, milady. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to hear Milady Brew Harrow sing the song Parsons?